An informative speech aims to educate and inform the audience on a specific topic by presenting factual information, explanations, examples, and descriptions. Ultimate goal is to increase audience understanding and knowledge about a subject that you are the expert in. Effective informative speaking relies on clear speech organization, audience engagement strategies, and the embedding of credible and verifiable information. You may be thinking, this sounds easy enough. I can certainly give a quick lesson or demonstration on a topic I'm passionate about. For example, explaining a techie concept, presenting information on a cultural tradition, sharing health information, being a tour guide for a historical landmark, or introducing the audience to your favorite band, author, or artist. But informative speaking is trickier than one might initially anticipate. Allow me to elaborate. One philosophy in communication studies is that all communication is inherently persuasive. If I were to tell you that I'm feeling hungry right now, chances are you would not respond by saying, "No, you're not." And that's because you took my word for it and assumed or believed that I am in fact hungry. In essence, we could say I persuaded you to believe me. If all communication has some persuasive element, and assuming that, well, most of the time, we take people's word at face value, how then can public speakers effectively inform an audience while also avoiding to persuade them? Informative speaking functions much like a classroom lecture, where speakers share new, unbiased information an audience might not already know. The focus is on enlightening an audience, helping them learn something in a clear, organized, and creative way, while also being careful not to tell an audience what they should think or do. Let me give you an example. Perhaps you want to share about the latest features of emerging Apple technology. Well, that's great, especially if you worked for Apple or had some sort of insider knowledge. But you would have to be sure not to tell your audience that then they best go out and buy Apple products right after your speech. See, informative speaking works well when an audience already knows something about a topic, but when the speaker has more insight and information to give them. The topic should have that insider knowledge, personal experience, training, or education to back it. So what kind of informative speeches are folks doing these days? The first is a speech of definition, where the speaker focuses on clarifying the meaning of a particular concept, theory, philosophy, or term that may be unfamiliar to an audience. One former student did a speech about how to identify with a sociopath. This certainly creative spin gave fascinating insights to the personality type and surprised us all. Additional examples include defining AI in the context of higher education or unpacking the term democracy. A second type is a descriptive speech, where the speaker attempts to paint a picture with their words, creating a vivid and captivating portrait of a person, place, thing, or event, so the audience gains an up-close experience themselves. A former student used this speech type to give a culinary tour of world curries by describing the different types, flavors, and recipes from all around the globe. Descriptive speeches are excellent for practicing creative language techniques like metaphors, similes, sensory language. You know the phrase, "a picture is worth 1,000 words"? Well, that rings true here. Other examples include describing how maybe hair color works, a detailed account of a personal experience, or the science of tornadoes. A third type is an explanatory speech. Speakers delve into explaining a process, event, custom, maybe even a transformation, an invention, or policy by providing context and background. A former student gave a speech explaining the ritual behind the haka in New Zealand. A quick YouTube or Google search will show you the haka in action. Other example topics include how a bill becomes a law or the causes to climate change. Finally, a demonstration speech, and it is, well, just that. A speaker demonstrates a process, Perhaps it's a skill or a procedure, showing the audience how to do something or how something works. And you know this kind of speech well. Social influencers unboxing their beauty products, cooking shows about how to bake a cake, or that YouTube video that you pulled up when you needed to fix a broken toilet. What's the takeaway? Informative speaking is a speech organization format and type that works well for objects, artifacts, processes, events, exploring concepts, and providing tutorials. It is not a speech type that includes persuasive language, a strong opinion, or even a call to action. So you've been tasked with an informative speech assignment. What to do? Begin by brainstorming a list of topics or things that you know how to do. Write down some skills that you possess or concepts that interest you. Maybe you know how to produce music. Maybe you've participated in a social movement, or your family celebrates a holiday in a certain way due to custom or culture. Are you into organic farming, clean eating, yoga, or meditation? Connect your topic to the audience using a universal theme, then conduct some research, adding outside sources and information to your existing wisdom so as to strengthen your main points. Be sure to look for peer-reviewed articles, but you can also interview a practitioner, a family member, or elder. As your ideas come together, draft a strong purpose statement based on one of the 4 informative speech types and start outlining that speech with 2 to 4 main points. If you're doing a demo speech, your main points might be your step-by-step instructions. If you're doing an explanatory speech, you might consider what your 3 biggest takeaways or lessons would be. You get the idea. Use clear and concise language as you draft and outline, avoiding persuasive tones, language, jargon, or techie terms. Be mindful of the audience diversity and differing learning styles. They might not all have experience or exposure to what you're about to teach. Then, practice. Don't forget the importance of body language and how presentation enhancers can help you showcase your enthusiasm and expertise throughout your presentation. Informative speaking can be fun, a time to shine. Equipped with these tools, you are now ready to deliver a smooth and confident informative speech presentation. So good luck.